Another day of extreme heat as heat index values will push near 110 later on. But the heat does break just in time for the weekend.
Can you get his license plate?
Impatient drivers endangering young kids. What one St. Louis County district is doing to keep its students safe heading to and from school.
Six-figure salaries in a school district facing a deficit. The mounting questions for school leaders as they face an audit.
T-minus 30 hours until Paris opens the 2024 Paralympics. The 6 athletes with local ties going for gold this summer.
This is Today in St. Louis, focused on you.
Right now, a major traffic alert that is going to impact your morning commute for some hours. This is a live look at a crash on northbound Interstate 55 near Carondelet. As you can see at the moment, only one lane is getting by, but if you ever drive through this area, you know just how many cars go through there. The volume can get so heavy. Good Tuesday morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us for Today in St. Louis. I'm Renee Knott.
And I'm Michelle Lee. Let's go ahead and send it straight over to Paul Cook. Paul, this is already, a trouble spot for drivers on a normal day.
Yeah, normally right here at this shift, you don't even need an accident to cause a delay. I'm afraid some folks are going to be late for work this morning. Maybe you don't have to be. Here's what we're doing for you. We're going to find out the alternate route around this, and there's actually a couple, but we're looking here at one of the MoDOT cameras, and this is on 55 going northbound. Our camera's at Weber, but the accident is really at Carondelet, and yeah, it's a big headache that could be a tone setter for the morning, a little bit further even to the west on where our alternate route is. So let me take you over here real quick. You can see the accident. We're backed up past Revis Barracks here on 55. You can see that long strip, and sometimes we are absolutely stopped on the roadway here. So your alternate route, the way around it is going to be Gravois, but even a little bit further to the north, Watson could help you out. This is going to be a delay here for a while till after 8 o'clock, like 8:30. So we're going to stay on it. More traffic coming up in just a few minutes. Anthony's got some weather, dangerous weather today.
Yeah, weather impact alert for you once again. We're talking the heat index anywhere from 105 later on this afternoon to 110. And you can see on the map here, we are in heat advisories for today in places like Springfield, Illinois, and Chicago. Those folks are even hotter with excessive heat warnings. So area-wide today, you need to take it easy. And if you work outside, try to get into the AC as much as possible. Lots of water. We're up near 100 for the air temperature. Later today, there is a chance of an evening storm when the sun goes down, but the heat index, you couple in the humidity, that's going to feel like 104 at lunchtime and as high as 108, possibly 110 by 4 o'clock. This is day 2 of the extreme heat, the longest stretch of our hottest time of year that we've seen so far this season. We'll talk about the rest of the week forecast and look at the weekend. Some better weather coming.
This morning, as many of you prepare for the school day, the extreme heat has our school districts in the bi-state watching the temperatures very closely.
Diamond Palmer is joining us live in downtown St. Louis with how this could impact students and also student athletes spending time outdoors. But Diamond, I want to mention that even my 5-year-old played baseball last night, so it's hot.
Yeah, Michelle and Rennie, well, this heat really is just any time throughout the day. Last night it was hot. It's hot right now and the sun's not even up. So that just tells you something and how serious this heat is. And school districts on both sides of the river here in Missouri and Illinois must follow state guidelines when it comes to seeing dangerous heat just like that. This means they must cancel or postpone outdoor activities that may happen to make sure that these students are being safe. Another reminder from districts this morning is when your students are heading out the door, make sure that they are wearing light colored clothing and lightweight clothing. That is going to reduce feeling some of these symptoms of heat. So let's break down this morning what those guidelines from these districts can include. So at temperatures 100 degrees to 104 degrees, Missouri and Illinois school districts are required to provide ample amounts of water to students. Outside activities must be limited, as well as indoor activities if air conditioning is not available to students. Now, like we were talking about, those after school activities, including sports, must must be canceled or postponed to another day. That might even look like having practices in the early morning or later in the evening after the hottest point of the day. Now, once the temperature reaches above 104 degrees, districts need to cancel all outdoor sports and recesses. So school districts will be following these heat indexes very closely today to determine if practices or games should be held today. If the heat index is between 95 to 105 degrees, practices and game conditions can be altered. If the heat index is over 105 degrees, that's when a practice or contest should be postponed or rescheduled. Now, districts must also provide athletes with water and other types of drinks like Gatorade to replace some of those electrolytes that those athletes may be losing. Practices must also be held in the evening if that is applied to that certain school district. So coming up in the next half hour, we will talk more about these guidelines that school districts will be following very closely today to make sure that students are not only safe, but provided the right amount of liquids throughout the day. Reporting live here in downtown St. Louis, Diamond Palmer, 5 on your side.
Thanks so much, Diamond. In just a few hours, the St. Louis Public School Board will hold a private work session.
Now, officials will discuss hiring part-time consultant to help the interim superintendent. The consultant would receive $185 an hour and work up to 5 hours a week. Now, this comes as many are already questioning the district's spending habits. St. Louis Mayor Tishaura Jones had said the district had a $17 million surplus, but it now has a projected deficit of $35 million, prompting a state audit.
It's all about transparency. What drives trust in public schools is people knowing how decisions are made and what decisions are made.
Tonight's meeting is closed to the public.
Well, new this morning, we've learned Fort Zumwalt superintendent will retire at the end of this school year. Paul Myers had been with the district since 1999 and took on the role of superintendent last year after Bernard Dupre retired. The school board has not named a replacement yet.
This morning, an eye-opening warning before your kids head off to the bus stop. Take a look at this shocking video of a speeding car blowing through what appears to be the stop sign on the side of the bus, jumping onto the curb, all to get around the traffic, completely ignoring that stop sign. Our Mercedes McKay joins us now live from Chesterfield with how one local school district is trying to stop this ongoing problem, and it seems to be working, Mercedes.
Good morning, Rennie. That's exactly right. We're live here at the Parkway School District with their #1 concern, your child's safety. District officials tell me incidents like the one you just saw on your screen, that actually happens weekly. So that's why they've actually added a stop arm extension to a handful of their buses. So how exactly does it work? Basically, once it extends, it actually brings the stop sign all the way out to here, keeps the car farther away from the bus, and that's actually 5 whole feet. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Take a look at your screen now. You can see the stop arm extension in action. It actually forces drivers to stay further away from the bus, and that would prevent erratic drivers like the one you see on your screen now. It also adds LED lighting so it can be seen at any time. The company who created the bus stop extension claims reductions in drive arounds as much as 95%. Now, Parkway installed it on 5 of its buses 6 months ago, reporting only 1 or 2 violations a month. That's compared to previously when they were reporting 1 or 2 a week.
Safety is our #1 priority. We transport the world's most precious cargo, which is our students, so we just got to take care of it and make sure that they're safe to and from school.
There are absolutely instances where, drivers are going to pass the school bus intentionally. That's incredibly unfortunate. The overwhelming majority of drivers want to do the right thing. This will help them.
Parkway is actually one of 2 school districts in the state of Missouri currently using these stop arm extensions. Over in Illinois, more than 24 school districts are using this new feature. Live in Chesterfield, Mercedes McKay, 5 on your side.
Well, this big accident here. Yeah, we're talking a lot about the roads this morning, and you're in a good spot if you're going anywhere, especially out of South County into South City. So many motorists travel that shift that's happening because of the construction that's going on till the end of the year. But you see this is a live shot here of an accident about an hour ago, 55 northbound at Carondelet, and it looks like someone even hit one of those construction medians. You can see how it's kind of busted over there to the left. That left lane is the only one getting by. Let me show you how it looks here on the MoDOT camera, because you can kind of see from a little further back where the accident is bogging us down, and the delay goes back almost to Lindbergh, 55 at Carondelet, all the way back to Lindbergh. That is a long way, so you got to try, if you can, to use Gravois. We are seeing more motorists go that way. It's my advice not to use Lee May Ferry. A lot of folks using that, and that's a bit overused. We'll talk more traffic here and more on this accident in just a few minutes.